Imagine that phone call. He's just ringing up. He's played him as a what? In League 2? Are you sure? Can I have some of what he's smoking? And welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Bolton. If you're enjoying the series so far, drop a like. That really helps me out with the whole YouTube stuff. And it seems that a lot of you are, despite the fact that you've actually not seen us score a goal in a live com, and it's episode 4. That's actually kind of nuts. But on the plus side, you've also seen us kept 3 clean sheets. So hey, we're an entertainment factory. What can I say? So, a couple of quick things. Firstly, I've started to like the 3D match engine more than the 2D match engine now for probably the first time ever. So I genuinely wanted to ask you guys the question, should we move over to 3D highlights properly in the matches? Let me know in the comments, yes or no. Also give me a reason, yes or no is great, but I want to know why, if that is something you feel passionate about. If you don't care, that's cool. And lastly, I've had a lot of comments about the intro song to the save, something we often do get, but this one particularly. So for those of you that are interested, the song is called Left in the Rain, imagine that, by a band called Loving Caliber. It's technically like copyright-free music, but there's some good stuff out there, and I always want to make sure that my series have good intro music, and I feel like this one might be the best one we've ever had, so I'm pleased with that, because the full song's actually way better than it sounds in the intro too. Right, so I've spent the last couple of hours, obviously we have played a game off camera as well, in the stupid trophy no one cares about, of course, just trying to come up with ideas that we could try to go forward, and I've come up with 3. One of which is fairly straightforward, makes a few changes to our initial tactic. Another one adds that second striker. And a third one is absolutely batshit. And I kind of like it, but I don't know if it's going to work or not. And in fact, I'm very surprised if it does. But can I also say, I was very surprised by the amount of support for trying out weird tactics in League 2. In the past, I feel like a long time ago, back when I was doing YouTube before, that would have been met with negative attention. But now it seems like you really do want me to try and make something weird work, and I'm totally on board with that. So with this sort of third option, I've very much steered into the skid of the weird. It's very much a case of the devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other shoulder, where you've got the angel sat there going, yes, but you could just play 4-2-3-1. Everything would be fine, and you'll probably win matches doing that. It will be fine. But then on the other shoulders, the devil going, yeah, but wouldn't it be cool to play an attacking libero and an asymmetric system in League 2? And I'm like, yeah, it kind of would, wouldn't it? So maybe we may just give that a try today against Oldham, because what's the worst that could happen? Catastrophic things could happen, but also that could go both ways. No risk, no reward. Right, game off camera. And oh boy, this game off camera is an absolute doozy, and it's about time. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. It was 0-0. I can't believe it. I sort of tried a slightly different approach in this game, and I do still think we were a bit unfortunate to not. We actually went out on penalties as well in the end. We played a much higher line and a much more aggressive press, and I do feel like that's possibly one of the ways that we could make this system kind of work a bit more, because I think part of the problem is that we're very passive, and that does keep us defensively stable, but a lot of our good opportunities come from breakdowns in play, and what's happening is we're not engineering enough of those opportunities. And I did try sort of in the early stages of this game, as you can see from where the game got better in the second half, to just play a high press but with a lower engagement line and a lower defensive line. And the problem was quite simply that we were just running about like headless chickens, still looking solid at the back, but not creating enough. In the second half, when we moved to a higher line as well, it did seem to look a little bit more fluid. Admittedly, this was against Shrewsbury in the Stroopy Trophy no one cares about, but it was a fairly strong side. So, nevertheless, it is another 0-0 though, and I believe that's 6 out of 9 now that have finished 0-0. Hopefully today, that won't happen, because I'm very tempted to try my absolutely Frankenstein of an idea today, because why the hell not, eh? It's all part of the fun. Hopefully today will be more action-packed. So obviously I've been messing around with the squad. So basically, this is the same kind of... Well, hang on. Let me go to Bolton 2. This is the other new. I basically ran out of iterations, so I was like, we need to simplify this a bit just to go to Bolton 1, 2, and 3 new. So this was the original one we were playing with a few little changes. Moved back to attacking wing-backs. I'm just not sure about it, but I'll give it a go. You might notice that Mengi is now a libero on attack. Still not sure if I want to play him on attack or support. I'm worried that with an attacking role, he may be given a little bit too much license to do stuff, and I'm not sure he can quite cope with that. So we may move him back to support. I really don't know. Or we may bin it off entirely. But you'll see, still playing with that back 5. Everything else has remained very similar. I think run at defense has been added. Everything else on this screen I think is the same. Maybe this is different. The main changes is just way more aggressive defensively. Still not putting get stuck in or anything like that. I feel like we'd give away too many fouls. But we are going to press right up, try to dispossess teams and create those sort of chances that I was seeing in those friendly games, presumably because they were worse teams. And it allowed us to create better opportunities in the breakdown of other teams' play. And I do believe that's how we're going to get goals. As for the two-striker system, it's a similar kind of idea. Basically the same instructions. I'm not sure about Delfonso as a deep-lying forward, though. That might be something I could look to change. In fact, that's something I probably will change. I don't think I want to play this tactic today anyway. I'm torn between that one or this monstrosity. So, yeah. I thought to myself, obviously Delfonso wouldn't start there, although he could do a job. I thought to myself, we've got Lloyd Isgrove. Could we get away with some isometric ridiculousness? And this is the sort of, I mean, I have no idea if this is going to work or not, or could even potentially work or not, but I'm willing to give it a go. It maintains the same backline. The only difference is that Gethin Jones becomes an inverted wingback, because with Delfonso being a winger, or whoever plays here, it would create a little bit more space inside. Not sure about that, if I'm honest, but there you go. With that happening, it means that wingback, I was going to play the wingback slightly deeper here, but it just made the defence look really weird, and I'm not sure that would work so well. So it actually keeps a lot of the same instructions, with the exception that we do overlap on the right. Even though there's a left wing back, I don't know if overlapping on the left is the great idea, because he will just get into that space anyway. We can turn that on and off as we please. I've also moved to Met Salah. I've removed any playmakers from the team, and I'm not sure whether I want to... Again, I haven't seen how this is going to work or not, so I don't know where to go with it. Also, as a result of this, I've moved Doyle over to the side to allow Crawford into this space to sort of... I don't know. In my head, it sounds like logically it makes sense, but we're only going to find out if we actually go into a game, and part of me is really tempted to try it today. Not with this exact lineup, though, I don't think. I would be tempted to either play Slattery here or here. You know what? Screw it. Let's see. Isgrove... He's not fully match fit. That's the one problem we've got with Lloyd Isgrove, is that he is a bit knackered. And I might be tempted to start Delfonso today there, just because he is at least match fit. Not super confident in the role, but it's something. Slattery, Crawford, Fleming, Sarcevic, Jones, Baptiste, Mengi. As the libero in League 2, Delaney and Ziga. The bench, I kind of want to put Kioso on there instead of Krellin. That way it keeps the same situation, but we've got more backups. I feel like at the very least it's worth giving a crack. If we lose 4-0, then we'll bin it. But hey. The way this tactic shape even came about was partly because of the players we had available, but partly because I was watching where balls were often dropping when they were clear. I watched a lot of the matches back on like comprehensive just to sort of see where the balls were dropping from clearances and where we could perhaps get extra possession but look to break from on the breakdown of the ball when the other teams lost possession against us. Now, again, with a slightly different defensive shape back then, it might be slightly different, but I feel like it's worth giving it a crack. Because honestly, I don't think I've ever played a shape that's quite so esoteric, shall we say. So you can sort of see the way we shape up is very, very strange. I've got to be honest with you. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, and we'll probably lose about 9-0. But you never know. You never know. We've kept the back five. That's the main thing. And now Lloyd Isgrove might get some game time. Not today. Doyle, get into the box. There's a bit of space for him opening up. Slattery, look at the space for Fleming. Jones with the block. And Fleming's into the box again. Back for Slattery. And you'll see how much Mengi now will pull forward. But the moment we lose possession, he'll just slip back into that role. But look at this. Lots of space for Delfonso. Can he put it across for someone? He's going in. Is that a penalty? No, it's not penalty. Delfonso's injured himself inside the first 10 minutes, so Isgrove's coming on anyway. Baptiste knocks it down to Isgrove. I hope that his lack of match fitness won't hamper him too much. You notice Jones making those inside runs too. It means we'll get an extra body in the box at times too. Look at the amount of bodies we've got around here. Fleming. Doyle! Good save by Lawler. I don't know how much this is going to compromise us defensively as well. That's the other downside. I don't want to lose all of our stability at the back in the aid of getting a tiny bit more going forward. But again, Mengi stepping up nicely there. Jones inside the Slattery. Fleming's going to be left in loads of space. Oh, what a ball! Lloyd Isgrove, and it's in the back of the net, and that's the first goal of the save, and it's Lloyd Isgrove, the forgotten man. He's been hid in a wardrobe in the lockers. That didn't make any sense this entire time. Really nice football through the middle as well here. Slattery picking it up, knocking it. What ball that is from Callum Slattery. That is phenomenal. Isgrove, wow, he even takes a little touch there. 1-0 Bolton, and we have the lead. Oh, and there was much rejoicing, my friends. Looking a bit better, looking more creative, still keeping a decent amount of possession. Oh, Crawford on the edge of the box here. Can he spin? And he does spin, finding a nice little pocket there. Well, getting in at half-time, it's Bolton 1, Oldham Athletic 0. Defensively solid. We've looked better going forward, created more. I think our XG is nearly what it is in the full game. Please don't concede. Whatever you do, please don't concede. Oh, there's a little bit of space over here, but that's fine. We're still playing quite a narrow defensive line because we can kind of get away with it. Although if they whip this all the way to the back post, there could be something in this for them. Saved by Ziga. First real chance of the game for Oldham. Booty to deliver one, though. Bit of space in there, and Baptiste! Great save by Lawler, and that was a chance. Diarra, lumping it long. Mengi will clear it up and get it back into the midfield. Oh, lovely ball for Isgrove. Can he take his man on, though? Yes, he can. He's into the box, finds the ball, and Crawford and Doyle, oh, nearly. Just hang on for a couple more seconds. Get yourself a nice 1-0 here. Gets us off the mark as far as, well, no, we've won one game away from home, but gets us our first home win. Sarcevic could knock that around the side. He doesn't. Santos. Booty, lovely one-touch football. Maskell! That's a poor effort, but nice football in the build-up there. That's really interesting, actually. Crawford tries a short one, interestingly. And he's not lost it completely. Ali Crawford over the crossbar. 2-0 would have been really nice, but I'll take the 1-0 because I think we've played much better than I've seen us lately. Defensively, we look very good still. Much better going forward. Isgrove seems to have done a good job there. The midfield looks solid. The defense looks good. Like, Mengi was man of the match, which is very, very a good sign for him as a libero. I'm so happy we've actually won with that system. Right then, we're back. This is more like it. We got ourselves an away victory. This time it was at Barrow. Brandon Fleming with an absolute thunderbolt there. Top corner, basically 1-0 right before half-time. But then, in the second half, Slattery delivered a lovely ball, and Delaney was able to get on the end, and we were finally able to score from a set piece to, in theory, wrap the game up at 2-0. But then, there was a chance for one more piece of magic, and that, once again, was a great ball in from Flannery? Fleming. Why did I confuse his name there? Fleming with the ball in, Delfonso with the header at the back post. But in the 92nd minute of this match, we finally conceded our first goal. We had to take off Mengi rather, and unfortunately that meant that a player that couldn't really cope with the role was put into that position, and it meant that we conceded. But overall, still a very good performance from us. I think we deserved the win on the night. We were pretty damn good. We also missed a penalty in this game through Sarcevic too. Next up, we found ourselves away at Cambridge United here. Took a very early lead though, as Crawford dropped the ball into Doyle, and it's a lovely little finish from him. Bottom corner. We started the game really, really well. Took the lead, played well, and we lasted until the 91st minute. Ball was whipped in, and unfortunately just could not defend it. A few deflections in there, and Cambridge get the equaliser, and we drop the points. That being said, very even game. Arguably, Cambridge probably could have even won this game. They really did start to get a lot better in the second half, so a point we will absolutely take in this game. But then we came up with arguably our best performance of the season so far at home against Bradford City. Lovely little ball around the side from Regan Booty. Owen Doyle getting in there, slotting us a goal up. And frankly, we could have had about 3 or 4 more in this match. We were very, very good. Had to settle for the 1-0 in the end. But once again, solid at the back. Created a ton of stuff going forward, but couldn't quite put the ball in the net enough here. The one downside, though, is that Gethin Jones twisted his ankle and will miss 4 to 5 weeks. So here's how the league looks. We're 4th in the league right now. After 8 games, we've got 16 points on the board. We have a game in hand on every single team above us. Us and Grimsby looking quite good. Colchester up there as well, but they have more games played. We're doing okay. Now, in other news, I got a call from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to complain about the fact that I was playing Mengi as a libero. Apparently, I was playing outside of his assigned role. Imagine that phone call. He's just ringing up. He's playing him as a what? In League 2? Are you sure? Can I have some of what he's smoking? So I kind of understood that to a certain extent, but I still think it was quite funny. However, I then got a call from Ralph Hasenhüttl about the fact that I was playing Callum Slattery outside of his agreed position, which was attacking midfielder, where he has played 8 games for us this season. What are you on about, Ralph? I think he should just concentrate on managing Southampton. He's watching me way too closely. I'm half expecting to sit dead upright in the middle of the night and just found Ralph Hasenhüttl staring at me from the corner in the dark. So obviously changes will have to be made. I will revisit this though, because there is no way in a billion years I am playing Baptiste as the libero. Also, I find it weird that now that I've done that, the link has disappeared, but the link was there before, and now since I've switched them here, it seems to have disappeared. Bit of a glitch, I would say. Oh god, do I dare play Callum Slattery here, just in case Ralph gets shitty at me? Yes, I do dare. What's the worst he could do? Cut to January and him recalling him from loan. So, that's going to be our lineup. Let's see how this does. Let's have this. Come to Leyton Orient. Hopefully grab ourselves another victory. I feel like we should be the favourites for this one, particularly as we're in good form lately, but I'm wondering what the injury to Gethin Jones may do, because he does look quite good. Oh, hello. Lovely ball in it. Oh, Lloyd. Oh, wow, what a strike. That should have been a goal. We'll find our chances and we'll hopefully be able to take them, but we've had 2 really good ones already, and I'm concerned that we haven't managed to score either of them so far. Delaney, though. Lovely ball over the top for Doyle. Is there an option for him in the middle, though? That's the question. He's going to get another chance now. Loads of options in the box for Fleming to pick out. Isgrove's header, and it's in the back of the net. Lloyd Isgrove scores his 2nd goal of the year. Leyton Orient 0. Bolton Wanderers 1. I think we've deserved that. We've been good in this first half. We've created little opportunities. We are playing some nice football at times as well. It's unorthodox, I grant you, but a lovely ball in from Brandon Fleming and just a great header from Lloyd Isgrove. We need to make sure that we sign another right winger at some point just to fill that spot, because we're not going to be with him forever, I don't sense. All in all, very strong first half. Pleased with that. A goal up. That seems about right. Limiting Leyton Orient again at the back. We've brought the possession down, which is a nice sign. Oh, edge of the box for Sarcevic. Oh, what a strike. Anthony Sarcevic. It's Leyton Orient 0, Bolton Wanderers 2. Anthony Sarcevic with the goal. It's 2-0, and that could well be curtains for Leyton Orient here. Nice to see us get a different type of goal as well. A bit of a long-range banger. Lovely pick-out from Kyoso, but what a strike that is from Sarcevic. Oh, that is a filthy goal. 2-0 to us now. That is good. And I'm still not sure if attacking might... Oh, it's in the back of the net, and it's Ryan Delaney for 3-0 Bolton Wanderers. Great stuff. Ryan Delaney, second goal of the season. Nice little assist there from Regan Booty. I feel like we are more... we're better from set pieces when Booty's on the pitch, just because he's got way better delivery than I think Callum Slattery, who takes them normally. It's like a 3 attribute point difference. Right, now Mengi's coming off now that it's 3-0. Watch them score immediately now. Dropping right out. Not the best pass from him, though. And he could get caught out and behind here. Immediately does. Angles through for Leyton. I told you. That's why I feel like Mengi, we really have to be clean through in matches as far as getting the result over the line before we even consider bringing him out of matches, because Taft just cannot play that role. So we may have to maybe have a different situation, perhaps without a libero, to switch over to, perhaps, when we remove Mengi from the pitch. But maybe... Oh, God, Angle's in behind again now for Leyton Orient. And surely not another goal, and he scored again. Okay, let's just chill. Let's chill. Leyton Orient 2, Bolton 3. Oh, dear. Famous last words it was when I took Mengi off. Christ. Taft, I don't know why he's pushed so far forward, considering he's supposed to be the covering defender. Oh, he's been intercepted. Delfonso's in. Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. It's Leyton Orient 2, Bolton 4, as Delfonso thankfully wraps up this match for us with a good goal there towards the end. 5th goal of the season from him as well, which is nice to see. Albeit, I think all the other goals have been in the cup, but terrible from Leyton Orient there. You can see why they're down towards the bottom with stuff like that, and it is 4-2 to Bolton. 4 goals for us, though, which is nice. And that looks like it's going to do it. Leyton Orient 2, Bolton Wanderers 4. Not quite the scoreline I was hoping we'd end up finishing with. I would have preferred the 3-0, but as it goes, it's still a good result. It's the first league game, I think, in which we've conceded 2 goals this season. Still, good performances from a lot of players all over the pitch. We've learned our lesson about the Taft situation there. Look at the difference! That, my friends, is the Mengi effect, say. I don't see any 0-0s in our near future, which is the key thing. So, next episode, obviously, coming back straight away. Mansfield Town at home. Top of the table clash. A win there sends us top with a game in hand on them. Very, very good news. And all we need to do is get promoted. We don't have to win the league. I'd rather play horrendously hilarious football than win the league. No, I wouldn't. I'd love to win. And I'm not sure what we'll do after that. Maybe Grimsby? Not really sure. So, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you have, I've bloody loved this, drop a like on the video. That would be sensational. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That would be gorgeous too. I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and at the weekend. So, yeah, go follow there too, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your guns. Capybara. Bye-bye.